A mystery has been on the rise as more and more people are reporting strange booming sounds that seem to be coming from nowhere. While some of these may have been solved, many remain inconclusive. Tonight we will be looking at those that remain unknown.
East of Denver that captured the world's imagination. A loud boom rocked the town of Log Buoy and several other areas. We aren't the only ones wondering what's going on. This is one of dozens of booms that have been reported around the world in recent weeks.
Booming sound and the movement is not known, but some people might have thought it was an earthquake, others perhaps a sonic boom. We'll continue to monitor both of those stories.
Now to a developing story. The boom felt by people across the county about 11 o'clock this morning remains a mystery tonight.
A late-night loud noise that will not let up is plaguing a part of Pennsylvania. No one seems to know the source of the mysterious booms. Top investigators are...
In today's episode, we are going to be exploring a phenomenon that is occurring more and more often. Indeed, there are a growing amount of booms that is occurring around the world, and especially here in the United States. Now, with these booms that people are reporting, they are so loud that they are rattling homes and frightening people. What makes these booms so intriguing is when officials begin ruling out the possibilities. For example, the Air Force will make claims that they weren't flying any planes or any aircraft whatsoever. Also, construction sites will have no activity going on during these scenarios as well. And another idea that may come up is someone playing with fireworks at the time. As you can begin to understand, these explanations would justify the sound. There are other explanations that may resolve these mysterious sounds. One of those ideas is the notion that a meteor is hurtling into the atmosphere. Now, this one may be confirmed as some of these events have been captured on CCTV. Another theory that has been circulating around is another one coming in from space, which is the idea that these very booms that are rattling homes are actually coming from the sun. So the idea is that the coronal mass ejection, or better known as a CME, is releasing a shockwave that is wreaking havoc not only onto the atmosphere, but radios and other signals. But as this shockwave hits our atmosphere, it creates these booms. Another intriguing idea that may explain these booms is gas. Yes, gas. So the notion is that gas is coming out from either the sea, or there's Probably the best explanation is like a gas bubble in the atmosphere, or gas being released and escaped into the outer part and into space. While these may explain more of these sounds, some remain a mystery. The unknown plays with a person's mind, and conclusions can get more intriguing. Could it be that some of these sounds could be part of a secret government operation? Or some sort of secret society building an underground bunker? Could it be that these sounds are coming from UFOs? As crazy as this sounds, perhaps these may explain very well the origins of these mystery booms. As the saying goes, the truth is stranger than fiction. But now that we've talked about what may rule out these booms that people keep hearing, let's talk about the ones that remain a mystery. Here's a quick look at some of those mystery booms. One of these booms occurred in Memphis, Tennessee, back on May 10th of 2018, in the Mud Island area, happening at 3:30 in the morning. There's also been reports of mysterious booms occurring here in the Lone Star State. Places like the DFW area, San Antonio, and other locations. Another one occurred a little bit more recently in Pennsylvania, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, in the area of Wyomissing, back in September of 2018. This one is reported to have felt like something was underneath the homes. A more famous one had a nickname, and this one occurred a little further back in Alabama, known as the Bama Boom. And with this one, it was heard throughout the state, and even the USGS, I believe, was able to pick up the sound. An interesting one occurred back a couple years ago in Queens and in Long Island, when people repeatedly heard a booming sound. Now, this one occurred in September of 2016, and it wasn't too long prior to that there was a bombing, and so people were terrified that another terrorist attack has occurred. Either that or fighter planes were flying about. And what was interesting about this one was there was a tweet that was sent out that said that that was the case, that there was fighters. But it turned out that was incorrect, and it was false information. So it kind of makes you wonder when there's an explanation for some of these booms, if in fact they're covering up something. And another one that occurs, because it's happened more than once, is in the area of the Ozarks in Arkansas. This is where people get the conclusion that something is being built under the mountains, or in the mountains, I should say. And there's these mysterious booms that occur that have no explanation. Could it just be a fault line? It's hard to say. Or could there be something else going on? now that we talked about some of the mystery booms that are occurring here in the United States, it's also an interesting note that this phenomenon goes by several names. One of those is by the term of skyquake. And skyquake is a term that is used for any loud and unnatural noise coming from the sky. And according to Wikipedia, these skyquakes go by various names around the world. Let's check it out. Another term that is used here in the United States for these mystery booms, more so in the northern area, northeastern area I should say, is Seneca guns. They're described as Seneca guns because that's what they sound like. They sound like guns going off in the distance. Another term used elsewhere, in Bangladesh for example, are Barcel guns, which of course for the reason that it sounds like guns as well. In Japan they use the term uminare. In the Netherlands and in Belgium, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, mispofers. In the Philippines and Iran, they call them ritumbos. And in Italy, they have a few names, such as brontiti, marine, balsa, and lajani. And there are other names, or terms I should say, used throughout the world, but those are some of the ones that were mentioned. Another interesting note that Wikipedia cites is that some of these reports of these booms go back to the 1800s, such as in 1896, and another one occurring back in 1824. Now it could be that these sounds were indeed from ships or from cannons from back in the day, but you never know. Could there have been a mystery going back into the 1800s? And could it be that these mysteries go back even further? Whatever the origins may be, whether it is something simple or just merely unusual, or perhaps indeed it is of unknown origins, one thing is certain: these mystery booms are rattling neighborhoods and frightening people. And that, we know, is true. Thank you for watching tonight's episode, and I hope that you found it very fascinating. And be sure to check out upcoming videos coming soon. And thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night. Take care, and remember to stay intrigued.